Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and here's a brand new headline from Cointelegraph.com. Ripple files for yet another new trademark in the United States. And this is being done secretly, as is typically the case with Ripple. When they file new trademarks, it's the public database. We can look them up, as I'm going to show you in this video. And then it's usually not until at some point in the future that they talk about it, if ever. In fact, they have filed for some trademarks that they've frankly never talked about, to my knowledge anyway. So interesting stuff here. And then I'll also cover this story from the Daily Hodl. Lest ye be concerned about long-term adoption of on-demand liquidity, which of course uses XRP as a bridge currency. Gotta cover this. From the Daily Hodl, Ripple hire reveals a push to expand XRP adoption across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. And so, for me, it just makes all the sense in the world to not get scared because of the Bitcoin maxi trolls that get a little bit noisy, and they sound like this. They're just like... And when you hear them, just be like, dude, maxi troll, go back to your bridge. There is no Bitcoin here for you. Ripple bad. And that's like, oh man, I can't handle that stuff. And then they waddle away. Hate those damn things, man. I don't know. The way they waddle, I guess it's kind of cute, but they're gross. They smell like sadness and room temperature cottage cheese. It's just like, it's not my thing. Moon Lambo is not into it. But don't be afraid when people say all this FUD type crap. Just use your own logical brain to decide if it makes sense to be optimistic for the future of what Ripple is doing in developing the Internet of Value and having XRP adopted globally as a bridge currency. Now, to be clear, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I just think it's fun to talk about these topics as an enthusiast in a completely unprofessional way and make YouTube videos as a fun hobby. That's it, though. If you would please delicately tap the like button, I would appreciate it. And also, if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, you done came to the right spot, son. Go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. Because why the hell not? I mean, it's free content, man. I want to be real quick, mention this. I guess that I'm like, I don't know, crypto famous enough to be imitated. Not imitate's not the word. To have my identity stolen. I guess that's it. Maybe that's the right way to word it. There's a fake Moon Lambo in the comments section of my videos. I'm doing everything I can to take action on it, but there's only so much that I can do in terms of reporting this or that. I want to make you aware. And so shout out to Davin Leaport here. Wrote, Moon Lambo, your comments area is being invaded by a fake Moon Lambo account. It replied to a couple of your followers. And so thank you very much for bringing this to my attention here. And you can see here, if you want to, I'm not going to read this, but if you want to, it's on the screen right there. I'm never going to respond with crap like that. I'm never going to tell you to contact me or give you a phone number or tell you to buy stuff, this or that. I'm never going to offer financial advice. So if you see something like this, just it's not me. And so another way you can verify it is just click on the account. You know, if it's not my account with all of my videos showing and my, roughly 38,000 subscribers, whatever it is right now, then it's not me. So you can verify whether or not the account is actually me. I just want to bring this to everybody's attentions because the reason this account exists, it's not for fun to trick you. Tee-hee-hee. No, they're going to try and steal from you. So just be aware of that. All right, into this piece now. Ripple files for yet another new trademark in the United States. Ripple, the developer of various XRP-based XRP-based products, has filed yet another new trademark with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or USPTO for short. Filed on November 6th, a filing for the trademark PayString gives scant information as to which business or product will be marketed under its canopy. Indeed, the trademark registration description is identical to that used for Ripple's RippleNet filing earlier this year. And and so it's interesting. So again, this was filed on November 6th, and I'm glad that somebody found this, and that's why, I know it's November 13th. That does not mean it's old news. It just means that this is when people found out about it, and it hit crypto media, and we all were like, what is this? Which is always interesting. And so where's the page? Here we go. So here is the USPTO page. This is the official page, and you can see, there you go, PayString. Now, if you're looking at your screen right now, perhaps this struck you the same way it struck me immediately. And I thought, how about that logo? That's the PayID logo. Exactly. In fact, here is their PayID trademark right here on the same USPTO page. Exact same. So you might be wondering, what is going on with that? Well, it could be a couple things. So let me just run through this article a little bit further, because I've got a couple possibilities for you on what this actually might be here. Given that this is so vague, and until Ripple lets us know, I mean, we're not going to know for sure, but fun to run through this nonetheless. Now, according to this description, PayString covers the span of different categories of electronic financial services, the use of fiat and digital currencies for remittances and gifts, receiving and disbursing electronic payments in fiat and digital currency, currency exchange services in fiat and digital currency, financial transaction verification services, and financial management and administration services for the transmission of digital currency via electronic communication networks. So what does that mean? In a nutshell, to us, it's just gobbledygook, frankly. Not that they did anything wrong in the way that they worded it, but it's intentionally vague. So if me reading through that, had you scratch your head, be like, am I stupid? Am I STOOPID stupid? No, you're not stupid if you didn't understand what it was. You're not going to understand what it is, and that is by design. And so what might actually be going on? Well, do you guys remember this piece, or this controversy, this hubbub? This is from August 26, 2020. This comes from Cointelegraph, and it's titled, Ripple Faces Lawsuit in Australia Over PayID Branding. Ripple is facing a lawsuit from new payments platform Australia, NPPA for short, a consortium that includes every significant bank in Australia. While court documents are yet to have been made public, it is believed the suit alleges intellectual property infringement concerning the branding of Ripple's PayID payment standard. The lawsuit was reported by technology journalist Rohan Pierce on August 24th, who shared a screenshot indicating that NPP Australia Limited, the operators of Australia's interbank payments network, PayID, had filed a suit with the Federal Court of Australia against Ripple Labs, Inc. NPPA's payment platform is currently used by more than 60 Australian banks and allows users to send and receive money instantly 24/7 using an email address or phone number. Most cryptocurrency exchanges in the country accept fiat via PayID, including Independent Reserve and BTC Markets, two members of Ripple's Open Payments Coalition, suggesting Ripple may well have been aware of the Australian PayID brand. And that's where it gets weird to me. Like, how could Ripple not have known that? It would have been freaking weird. You got partners like BTC Markets. That's an on-demand liquidity partner in Australia. I don't know. There's no way that I can know for sure. It just sounds weird if they didn't. But I also don't think that they would do something malicious and just try and, take some sort of intellectual property, if that's the right term for this, to take a trademark from another entity. I can't believe that they do that. So it just leaves question marks in my mind. I can't explain why, but I see that this is what has happened. And I remember people being like, once PayID was launched by Ripple, they're like, wait a minute, because people are Googling it and they're finding the other PayID and they're like, wait a minute, this has been around for years. And so that's when we found out, okay, so there's two different PayID entities that sound somewhat similar if you describe them. And here we are. So I was like, what the hell? So as far as PayString, the question is this simply a rebranding of PayID? Are they going to change the name from PayID to PayString? That's one possibility. That'd be a reasonable possibility. I don't know. That would mean that they're acquiescing to what's happened with the NPPA, which if they decide that's the right thing to do, then that's perfectly fine. And so again, this is admittedly speculation, but that is one reasonable possibility. If it's not, then this is some sort of new technology that they have not yet described. And in going through the descriptions here on PayString and PayID, they're not the same. But I was checking out various keywords, as you can see here. There, something like, for instance, Namely's highlighted. I was just trying to find patterns here. But in reading through both PayString and PayID on the USPTO website, they both sound intentionally vague, so you can't tell what the hell this thing is, which is by design, and that's perfectly fine. But they're not literally the same down to the word. So having read both of them, it left me scratching my head. I was like, I can't. I'd say this: if it were verbatim the same language for both, I'd probably lean towards PayString, just being something that's going to replace PayID. Now I'm not so sure, because if you go to the rest of Ripple's listings, I think I have it open here somewhere. Do I not? Somewhere around here. Oh yeah, here we go. So here's the full list of everything. So, they use logos for the same logo for various trademarks. Like, you can think about the traditional little fidget spinner Ripple logo here, Ripple Labs. And so it's not ridiculous to think they'd use the exact same little, 4-colored logo just for something else that is a completely different technology. Could be the case. But what would it be? So you're thinking, okay, PayString, what the hell does that mean? Well, if it's a string of something, this or that, look, and all you can do is sit here and speculate, so I'm not pretending that this is what it is. But it makes you wonder, if it's going to be something that is indeed different than PayID, would it involve multiple parties, other than just, an individual account? Would it be multiple parties somehow transacting, like just literally moving value around the planet within the PayID system? Maybe. I don't know what that would look like. But one would think it's one or the other. Either this is going to replace PayID, or it's something along those lines, in which case they just still have to tell us. I'm not sure. But the PayID website, payid.org, is still up. And then I checked, I just went to GoDaddy for the fun of it, and this isn't too surprising, right? Paystring.org has been taken. So it looks like Ripple has gotten that as well. And why wouldn't you? If you're going to trademark something, you'd get every website associated with it as well. So who knows? We will see. All good things in time. Ripple is so secretive, but one day they typically let things out. But there are other things where they haven't let out. Like, before I move on to the next piece, I'm just going to highlight this, for example. To my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, which would be fine because I don't pretend to know everything, Xpool. Here's a trademark, Xpool. Has Ripple ever publicly acknowledged what the hell that is? Because I've Googled that, and if there's documents about this, they're not easy to find then. And at some point, I believe that somebody asked in some public setting, Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, if he could explain what Xpool is, and he said effectively that he didn't know what that was. But they did file for a trademark here for Xpool. So what the hell is it? I don't know. Is it a swimming pool? Is it a pool of liquidity? I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I'm just a simple moon Lambo. And I'm an XRP bot. Beep, boop, beep. All right, into the next piece now. The Daily Huddle. Ripple Hire reveals push to expand XRP adoption across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Now, this I do love to see. As much as I'm excited about just the general expansion of RippleNet, because I understand all new RippleNet customers, even if they're just using the messaging portion and not XRP, those are potential on-demand liquidity customers which would utilize XRP. But in this case, we're talking about the hiring of a new job, and the description I'm going to show you, like, this is Ripple acknowledging that on-demand liquidity is at the core of everything that they're doing right now. And I'm going to show you in their own exact words. And that's why, like, people think that, oh yeah, Ripple could find success with that XRP. I'm like, holy hell, it would be a shell of what it could be without XRP, because XRP is fundamentally at the core of everything that they're doing. And it's not just them saying that. You follow their actions, and you can see what they're doing here. As far as, the information that's publicly made available, I still don't know what the hell PayString is, but we shall see. Anyway, a new open position at Ripple is shedding light on the company's interest in boosting XRP across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, the region known as EMEA for short. The San Francisco startup is looking for a senior manager of business development to spearhead growth and develop key partner relationships across EMEA, with a specific focus on building interest in blockchain technology and digital assets. And so here's the actual posting right here. And there are two mentions of on-demand liquidity. So let me just cover the top here. Ripple is, and this is for the title, is a business development senior manager. Ripple is growing, and we're looking for a dynamic leader to spearhead growth and develop key partner relationships across EMEA. You will identify key relationships to drive volume and build a healthy ecosystem of cross-border payment solutions, leveraging blockchain technology and digital assets. Ripple's vision of an Internet of Value requires building an efficient global payment settlement ecosystem, and on-demand liquidity adoption is a core component of making that vision a reality. Did you hear that? Core component of everything, which is effectively, it's the Internet of Value. That's what we're talking about here. Effectively, all of this. Can you imagine an Internet of Value without that? I can't. And so you can see here under the section, what you'll do. There's a bullet point, and it states, work with the product, account management, and sales teams to help deliver volume and use cases for cross-border payments using on-demand liquidity. So how about that? I'm just saying, man, they're building out a real thing here. This has never been attempted before, and I don't know how long it's going to take for it to have a more notable presence, but I'm just going to sit here and be patient and not bitch about it, because I see all sorts of people like, that aren't contributing to, like, I'm not contributing to, the development of this, like none of us are. We're just speculators within the cryptocurrency markets. But for some people, like, that are speculating on XRP, get super impatient, which seems to me like an emotional response, and then they start ripping on Ripple for them not building this all out fast enough. I'm like, holy hell, man. Like, let it simmer, man. Like, let this bake in the oven a little bit. Because, look, Ripple only has so much control over liquidity, because you need a sufficient blend of price and liquidity in order to have corridors the world over. And right now, there isn't a sufficient blend of price and liquidity to replace all Nostra Vostra accounts. Like, it just isn't going to happen today in 2020, but it's getting built out. And so, to me, it's just like, hey, all good things in time. That is it for this video, though. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!